Hai, hari ni kita nak pergi dekat My Confidential dekat Jalan Tun Dr Ismail. So, let's go.
Let's go. So,
Who is the founder of My Confidential?
My name is Johanna Zuhari. I'm the founder of My Confidential. The name came about, we've been around for about more than 20 years. When I first started out My Confidential, it was of a private practice. At that time, either the counselling is at Pejabat Agama Islam, or the counselling services that is provided by the church. So I was the first one to actually offer a counselling service yang mainstream, yang secular lah. So back then memang tak ada any in private practice. So I was the first. So I'm considered the pioneer in private practice in Malaysia lah. Okay. When I first started out, it was helping youngsters who after SPM they didn't do well in SPM. Them had a falling out. They didn't get along with their parents, and a lot of them ran away from home. And so my husband and I actually provided them a place, a shelter for them to stay. So we provided structure, we provided food, shelter, but we also expect them to contribute towards our home, either doing the gardening or keeping the house clean. But there will always be a structure. When they are okay, my husband and I would actually send them back to their parents. All started out from there. And then my husband told me, oh, you know, you're good at what you're doing. And I said, what is it that I'm doing? And he said, counselling. I said, well, I've never heard of that thing before. I went back to the university. I did my postgrad diploma in psychology counselling in UKM. And then followed by masters in social science in UKM. So that's why I'm a counselling psychologist, because my major is psychology, my minor is counselling. So that's how I started. Why? Well, first and foremost, a big chunk of our clients are expats, expatriates who are foreigners and they are working in Malaysia. So apart from Bangsa and Damansara, Taman Tun tends to be a landmark that is familiar to foreigners, and plus it's considered a prestigious address, so people do find it convenient. Our location is very convenient because we're in between KL and PJ. Yeah, so that's the reason why we chose Taman Tun.
Stations around it here, right?
Yeah, the LRT station is just within walking distance, so even the counsellors who don't have a car can, it's accessible. It's accessible. And the office here, there's partitions already, so it's perfect for counselling setting. No, gosh.
You as in as Miss Johanna or NYC?
NYC, because we see a big number of population of clients, so the issues are very, very wide as well. But what we notice is there is a pattern, right? Because we were open throughout the MCO because we are considered essential work. So during MCO, the set of presenting problems are very different during lockdown, and if you want to compare it to now, of course, at the very first few weeks that they lifted the MCO, there were a lot that were suffering from anxiety, social anxiety, because they've been in lockdown for almost 2 years. Now we are seeing much less of those kind of problems, but more towards relationship issues, probably things that they discovered during lockdown, so discrepancies, things that, cheating, betrayal or whatever. Yeah, so it's always about relationship actually. People come for counselling is usually because they do not have a good relationship with someone that is important in their lives. That's the reason why. So you go to any counselling center, they tell you the same thing. The demographic that we cater for is very, very wide. It's very wide. We do have parents bringing their children to see our counsellors. We also have those who are my age or older who are coming in to see us. So couples, families, we cater for a very big population. And a lot of those who come to come to MY Confidential is because of how long we've been around and the name is established. So there is goodwill there. People recognize it is established. Different counsellors may have different speciality and also age limit. Like in my case, I don't take clients who are below the age of 55. I have a reason for that. But then, clients who are under the age of 18, they would have to be accompanied by a parent, and the parent need to give permission for the child to be counseled. But then we also have those who are above 18, they can come on their own. We do cater also for those who are students, and for those who are B40, in the B40 income group, we work alongside another NGO that actually funds counselling fees they sponsor counselling fees for their clients. So we work alongside with them. Okay, for me, I want to do a little bit of disclosure here. I myself suffer from depression and anxiety, acute anxiety caused by complex PTSD, childhood trauma. So since 2013, I have been on medication. and it's been a part of my daily ritual or routine to take these medications in order for me to be functional, because I'm a high functioning depressive person. So but I have two supervisors. One is a supervisor for psychology, another supervisor is for psychiatry, because I work jointly with a psychiatrist on clients who need medication. So this psychiatrist is also my supervisor, but he's also my psychiatrist. So I went to him and asked him whether I was fit to be a part of the MH370 mission. This is just about less than 6 months into me taking the medication, and he says I'm good to go. You see? So I was totally functional. In total I volunteered 150 hours for both those two missions. So if without medication, I don't think I would have been able to be of use for those missions. And I remembered how eager I was to heal from my mental illness. So for those people who have mental illness but they resist going for therapy, I would say it's either because culturally they believe it means that you are insane, which is definitely a irrational belief. And the second one is maybe they are comfortable being sad, because being happy and being successful, achieving something and being productive in your life requires risk. There will be a possibility that you might fail, that after you've been happy you become sad or less happy, and a lot of people do not like those kind of risks. It's safer for them to be sad, it's safer for them to be unhappy, it's safer for them to remain a failure or to continue failing without wanting to learn how to do things better, because there's no risk that's involved. Unfortunately, with life and living, life is a bitch. The struggle is real, and sometimes life can be so cruel that it takes all of us to just everything. It takes everything out of us to just want to keep on fighting to stay alive. And this thought about death and dying is common, it's very common. But just because we think about death and dying does not mean that we want to die. It just means that something in our life is missing and we just don't know how to fix it. So if you got a toothache, you'll go to a dentist. If you got a medical condition, you look for a doctor. You want to keep your money safe, you go to the bank. Why is it that when it comes to your happiness, you don't want to take that one step to go and see a counselor that can help you have a happier, more fulfilling life? That's the thing that we really need to get over. And counselors have been clients before. I mean, we have to work through our own demons in order for us to be able to help another person who's dealing with the demon. I mean, unless you've come across and recognize your own demons, you won't be able to recognize a demon in someone else. And you know, different people have got different looking demons. And to me, for people who say, yeah, counseling is good, but you should go lah, I don't need it. Those people are really cowards. They are cowards, they are afraid of life, they are afraid of themselves, and therefore they like to live in the dark. People who walk into counseling centers and seek therapy and actually commit to therapy, these are the brave souls. I'd say that they are the superior. We do have a counselor or two that specializes in addiction, but as a general rule, we don't deal with addictions. We don't deal with addictions simply because there's very low job satisfaction there. Because if they lapse, then you start to feel, oh, we're going to start all over again. So it's like that.
So like here, we only see maximum 3 clients a day. We work 8 to 10 hours, yes, it's available, but we only see 2 to 3 clients a day here, because beyond that, we don't advise, your mental capacities. Try 3 clients a day and you're gonna start slurring. And you're gonna go home and you're not gonna have a life as well, because you're gonna be like, don't talk to me, you're all talked out. Right? And you don't want to deal with any problems at home because you're done dealing with problems at work. Right? So there's a few there are a few channels that you can access. We have emails, we have WhatsApp hotline number that we have, right? We also have a website that you can book directly on. Currently, we are actually revamping the website. Should be launched anytime soon, right?
Another couple of days.
Yeah. So the website has a direct channel, which means you go to the website, there is a booking platform where you can choose the service and you can automatically book for which day or time slot. Or you could approach, either send us an email or WhatsApp us. We also do have a Facebook and Instagram platform, so you can also message us there. Multiple channels. Direct line, for calls, right? And then most of our counselors actually have our own platforms and profiles as well. So you can contact the counselors directly. We all have our direct lines as well. So there are many channels. Probably for specific, maybe we can just give it to you all after the interview or something like that.
Right.
The number and the emails and things, yeah.
That question is very much like people asking me whether I can, what material and what measurement do I use when I want to sew a baju. First and foremost, I have to see the individual, take measurement of the individual, then ask the individual what is the baju that they want me to sew, right? Then only I can use the sewing skills, right? So counseling theories that are out there, none of them are perfect for all, right? In fact, what we do is the person-centered Rogerian is what we would apply when we are seeing clients for the first time and they are doing a lot of crying, a lot of storytelling and giving us information. And then whether we are going to use CTRT or we're going to use REBT or CBT, it all depends on the presenting problem. So until we know what is the presenting problem and also understanding what is the client's defense mechanism, only then we will know what is the best approach to use. So unfortunately there are counselors who are very specific. Oh, I only use CBT, or they say I only do Rogerian. Then if they do Rogerian only, then they're going to be in therapy for a very, very, very long time. So our clients, being Asians as they are, we want value for money. Okay, and usually when they come to us, is usually for problem solving. They have a problem, they need solving. So they would say they would prefer solution focused brief therapy, but then they'll keep coming back if we don't teach them some form of problem solving skills. So I don't know about you, but after 4 sessions, I'll get bored with the client already. I don't want to see them anymore because the problem is the same. Okay, so mine is quite structured, where on average I will see a client about 4 times, and then after that they don't need me anymore. They'll come to me probably in a few years' time when there is a new presenting problem that I had not taught them how to cope with. So that's usually the way we apply theories in real life. But a lot of the career counselling theories, post-COVID, you might as well chuck them outside the window because a lot is almost irrelevant already. Yeah. So I would suggest that you read the International Labour Organization's report in order for you to know what is going on and what theories are still relevant as far as career counselling is concerned. This is me speaking as a lecturer. Advice to future counsellors. If you want to be rich and famous, this is not the profession for you. But if you want to feel like as though you are as rich as a millionaire, in your heart, in your soul, this is the job for you. And once you are passionate in what you do, you'll be very good at it. And many times I've had clients who come to me and say, never stop what you're doing because you're doing God's work. To me, that is a reward in itself. Yeah. But of course, you know, when you are a counsellor, you will lose some friends. Those friends who say, let's go for coffee, actually they just want to have a free venting session with you. There goes your social life. You know, sometimes your cousins who are close to you might call you and just to, you know, to vent because they're pissed off at somebody. They even forget to ask how you are, or even wish you Selamat Hari Raya, maaf zahir batin. Immediately go straight to, I'm pissed with this person, I'm pissed with that person. You will get that. You will get that, and you will need to know how to lay down your personal boundaries and say, that is not okay. Or I would say, the moment you start crying, I'm going to start charging. This is where I'm going to start charging. Okay, so yeah, people will take advantage of you in that sense because you are empathic. People feel safe talking to you because you are good at keeping secrets. But it comes at a cost of your own personal well-being. So you need to be very clear with when you're working and when you're not.